There's a saying a lot of us are probably familiar with. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Here at You Were There, we like to show you how partners of the Christian Broadcasting Network bring light to hurting hearts across the world. Welcome to the program. I'm your host, Modupe. Jim Rohn, an American author, once said, "Motivation is what gets you started. Commitment is what keeps you going." But what happens when that commitment is no longer convenient? The lady you're about to meet was caught in this dilemma. Here's how she handled it.
Many of us get very frightened when we hear that word commitment. And honestly, I don't blame you, because commitments can be very scary. I mean, once you get into it, once you make that decision, there's no going back. In 2015, I was a full-time student in the US, and I wasn't working, no job, no income whatsoever. I was fully sponsored by my parents, and it was a great privilege. One day I was doing a research project, and I was going through the web, doing my stuff. And then I came across this ad. It was a picture of orphans and vulnerable children in Asia. So I was like, oh wow, let me find out what this is about. I clicked on the ad and it took me to a homepage, and it was so compelling. I saw stories of children that were just in need, just basically for normal things like $10 a day to just, take care of their needs. And I decided that this was the kind of thing I love to do. Immediately I thought about that. Another voice told me in my head, on what allowance? Basically, the money I was receiving was just enough to cover my needs for a month, and I didn't think it was possible to do it, but I shrugged it off and I decided to do it anyway. I immediately went to the site, put in my card details, and sent a standing order to the bank to take the money out monthly. I want to tell you that, I love the decision and everything, and it was fruitful, but man, there were days I regretted that decision. Some way, somehow though, God sustained me through the entire process, and I was happy. One day, I was coming back from a class, and I decided that I needed to pick up my mail from my mailbox. So I went in, got my mail, and went to my house. I flipped through the junk mails and everything, and then I saw one strange letter. It had my name written on the envelope in a child's handwriting. So I was like, what is this? I opened it, and it was a letter from Christian, the boy I had decided to sponsor. He was a 5-year-old child from the Philippines, and he had written this beautiful letter about how my giving had changed his life completely. He was going to school, he was being fed daily at the center, he was learning to read and write, meeting new people, and it was so amazing. I did not know when tears started coming down my eyes. He was so happy, and he was expressing how he would love to meet me someday in the future. I knew that I would probably never get to meet this boy ever, but the joy that overwhelmed my heart, I was deeply fulfilled. I just felt satisfied at that point. Many times we want to do things like this, but we're so scared about what will happen if we do and how we'll be able to sustain ourselves. But just making that decision to step out and then receiving Christian's letter was like everything. When I came back to Nigeria, I decided that I wanted to do it for a child back home, right here. And so I joined the 700 Club Nigeria. And every time I get that message from the bank that this money has been deducted, I'm so happy, because I know that somebody is being fed, somebody is learning, somebody is being treated, somebody's need is being met. And this is the joy of my life, literally, knowing that I'm living my life not just for myself, but for others. You can experience that same joy that I experience now every single day, because life is best lived, poured out in the service of others.
When we see a family get back on its feet, when we see a child smile again, when we see a community grow and blossom, when we see the number of lives changed, it makes the inconvenience worth it. Like Sarah said, life is best lived, poured out in the service of others. Thank you, CBN partners, for living out your lives for numerous people across the world, just like the woman in our next story.
At CBN, we are privileged to be a part of life-changing events and witness to history in communities around the world. It's a clear and busy morning as a team journeys to Echori Ikoku Ito of Obi local government in Benue State, Nigeria. The team arrives just in time for the dedication of Egu Oluwa Memorial Hospital, which was built by Mrs. Esther Gadzama. Mrs. Esther Gadzama is an ambassador with the Christian Broadcasting Network. Through her committed financial partnership, she is dedicated to making impact in the lives of individuals. The official launch of the hospital is in 2 phases. First, the dedication ceremony, and later the tape cutting event. The officiating priest leads the dedication ceremony. The day everyone has been waiting for is finally here. We are hours away from the commissioning of Egu Oluwa Memorial Hospital. The people are filled with joy, and this can be seen through the display of vigorous dancing and the cheering audience. Finally, the excited crowd all gather outside the hospital for the commissioning, and the people of Obi all want a front row view. The Christian Broadcasting Network officially kickstarts the use of Egu Oluwa Memorial Hospital by carrying out a 1-day free medical mission. This is done in show of support to this laudable project. A number of patients are attended to, and cases like malaria, hypertension, and other illnesses are treated at no cost. And for the beneficiaries, words are not enough.
I'm benefiting from the free medical services provided by CBN partners. Before now, the nearest health clinic was miles away. We suffered a lot in case of emergency. I thank God today because our sufferings are over. I got drugs for free. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, CBN partners.
I have been suffering with my eyesight. Today the doctors checked my eyes and gave me the needed drugs for free. I'm so happy. Thank you, Esther, and a big thank you to CBN partners.
Mrs. Esther Gadzama thanks everyone for the support towards the successful commissioning of the Egu Oluwa Memorial Hospital.
I would like to congratulate the young lady, our sister, for what she brought here and for what she built here. Actually, it's first of its kind in Nigerian land. We have gone around the whole facilities in the hospital, and they are really modern. And with the kind of expertise that the CBN has and the personnel that are on the ground, we are not in doubt that they will be able to reach out, not just to this immediate community, but to the entire Benue community.
From 700 Club, you've done what I never expected. I've come, I've seen, you guys have conquered, and I've joined you. We're going to move forward from where we are today.
One decision and generations are impacted. Mrs. Esther took a step and brought answers to the age-long suffering in her community. That is amazing. Now the people of Ito Benue are assured that their basic health needs will be met. Thank you so much, Mrs. Esther, and thank you, CBN partners, for your sacrifice in making this dream a reality. God bless you. We'll take a short break now, but you were there. We'll be right back.
You were there when the water flowed and the children danced for joy. You were there when the doctors came and saved their little boy. You were there to speak the truth, send the gospel near and far. You were there to change their lives right from where you are.
Thank you, CBN partners, for making a difference around the world. Your gift of love has changed life and eternity for millions.
When hurting hearts reach out and cry, does anybody care? You were the one who brought the gift. Thank God that you were there.
Welcome back. The Christian Broadcasting Network relies on God and its partners to be able to carry out the humanitarian services you see and change lives. From those who send in monthly contributions from as little as 1,000 naira to as high as 84,000 naira, or a one-time donation of any amount, to those who sponsor our humanitarian projects like Esther, and of course to our ambassadors who go the extra mile to make sure CBN Africa continues to make impact. Now, here's your chance to meet one of them.
I want to thank you so very much for coming to the studio today.
Thank you so much.
It's good to have you here.
Same here. I feel so excited.
I can't believe I'm talking to the one and only DJ NST.
Wow, amazing.
So I know that the name is very popular. People know and they've heard, but there are still some people who might not know who you are. Can you just briefly introduce yourself?
Okay, well, my name is Ernest Esekile. That's my biological name. But basically known as DJ Ernesty. Now, DJ Ernesty is different from Ernest Esekile. If you catch Ernest Esekile on the regular day, he's this cool, chilled guy, you know, very regular guy. But if you catch DJ Ernesty on an informal day or whatever, he is, you know, spirit-filled and ready to go and take on the world. That's DJ Ernesty, strictly gospel DJ. And I preach the gospel using music as a tool.
How did this whole thing start? I mean, this passion, this zeal and commitment to do what you do. How did this start and where are you taking it to?
Okay, well, it started first of all with the fact that we are Christians. When I gave my life to Christ, I gave my life to Christ in my university days. You know, I used to be this very bumpy party guy, you know, like literally there's always party in my house every weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. And my grades were going down. At some point I was like, whoosh, I need to, you know, adjust myself, you know, a little bit. So I encountered Christ in the process. And well, along the line I was like, oof, isn't it too boring? Just being a Christian, you know, I missed out life. Why can't I just...
You transported
energy. The thing, it actually came to me like, you know, this DJ thing you used to do, why don't you do it for God? And I'm like, I was asking myself then, like, how can you do this? Where is the connection? You know, but along the line, you know, God helping me, I always see God's face, you know, what next, what do I do? And I started, officially in 2013, came out as a gospel DJ, and ever since that's been a journey. And that's where my passion lies actually, to change the world, to let the world know that, look, Christianity is not boring. It's actually a lifestyle, you know? Yeah, lifestyle filled with the world. Even was Jesus boring? So if Jesus wasn't boring, then Christianity is not boring, because I mean, Christianity is built on Christ.
Yeah, absolutely.
What he stands for. Yeah.
How did you get in contact with CBN? How did this relationship start that is burning like fire?
Well, I think it was my first interview with, was it One Cube? Yeah, One Cube. That was my first interview. Then I've been hearing about CBN a long time. Like, who doesn't know CBN? From Superbook to Turning Point.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of programs, you know, on TV. So I was opportune to be on One Cube and talking about what I do and, you know, music and all that. Then after that, you know, I went back to really, like, you know this exists, but I went to check out, you know, mode of operation, what you guys really do, you know. And I was so excited because, I mean, and a lot of questions are coming to my mind, like, how is this funded really? A lot of things you're doing, and all you do is ask for partners. Wow. How is this done? So it was really amazing, and I felt moved to be part of it, because, I mean, when you see something that's really good, who doesn't want to be part of something good? It's something good, and it's something impactful. When you see those smiles on those people's faces, when I watch those videos, you know, reaching out to somebody who is helpless.
Yeah. Helpless.
I'm using out helpless because, you know, these days you reach out to people who you know that can help themselves, but you just want to be, you know, but reaching out to people who are helpless is really rare, you know, in our present generation. And I was like, I want to be part of this, and that got me interested. And here I'm like today.
Ever since you made that decision to partner with CBN, I have seen you do tremendous things, make suggestions, go all out to make things happen. I'll give you an example. Sometimes last year, during the Christmas holiday, I saw you pull through a concert within 3 weeks. We had to plan a one-cubed Christmas party concert. How did you make that happen?
You know, like I said, it's passion. When the passion is there, the drive comes. And when the drive is there, your mind is open, you're thinking faster than how you think on a normal day. You try to make things work, try to make things happen, because you want to see it happen, you want to see that dream. It was a dream for me to see something like that happen. You know, it wasn't more like, oh, I wanted to have my own event, or I wanted to see where Christians can really come together and have fun. Now, Christians and fun has been segregated for a long time. You see, when you say Christian, they expect you to be very calculated, so that Christmas party was just like something that I wanted to see happen, where Christians can actually come and have fun.
But was that the only purpose to it?
No, and also to reach out as well.
Okay.
Definitely, to reach out to people, to also see what CBN is doing and also be part of it as well, and affect lives and society in general. And the more people we have on board, the more we can do for the children.
Absolutely. There are people out there who, of course, they're hearing CBN, the 700 Club, and they really don't know exactly what we do. Would you want to take this moment to tell them and encourage them to come on board?
All right. Well, I want to take this time out to encourage you watching me right now. Be a partner with the CBN. I want you to make your donations right now, because CBN is doing amazing works all around the world. I tell you, you could check them out on social media, on the website, and see what they do. So I'm a partner as well, and I want you to join me, and let's make the world a better place. Let's spread the love. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's just coming from the soul.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Thank you so much.
After one encounter with CBN, you simply had to come on board. Thank you, DJ Enersty, and thank you for your contagious passion for CBN Africa and the many lives we reach. And to every CBN partner, thank you for choosing us to be that channel to change the world. God bless you. When you partner with CBN, you reach millions of people around the world in need of help, like the family in our next story.
For years, Wan Lin only had 2 friends.
One was my kitten. I play with her all the time.
The other was her big brother, Huang Yu.
He was like a big strong tree to me. Every time I thought about him, I was as happy as when you eat a marshmallow.
Wan Lin wished she had more friends, but she was diagnosed with a serious heart problem when she was 1 and never had a normal childhood.
Wan Lin was like a caged bird who tried to fly freely, but she couldn't.
Her lips turned dark a lot, and she got dizzy. She had horrible fevers. I was scared that she might die at any time.
The doctor said she needed surgery, but we didn't have enough money.
So Mrs. Wang worked hard doing odd jobs to make ends meet and save up for Wan Lin's surgery. Her brother helped too.
It was my way of showing my sister that I loved her. During vacation, I worked from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m., and I gave my mother all of my wages. If I could get my sister's surgery, it will all be worth it.
But it would be years before the Huangs could save enough. Meanwhile, Wan Lin struggled to breathe and got progressively worse.
One day, my whole body was in pain. I looked in the mirror and thought, I'm not pretty at all.
Shortly after, Wan Lin ended up in the hospital.
Her hands trembled and she looked pale, but I just believed that God would have mercy and save my sister.
Then CBN heard about Wan Lin, and we helped set up and provide her with surgery.
Now I'm healthy. I don't feel any pain anymore. So I can ride my bike and play with other children.
Wan Ling is completely different, and her laughter is like birds singing. I'm just so happy to see her happy. You gave us a hand when we needed it most. If everyone showed love like this, the world would be such a better place.
When I grow up, I hope to be kind and loving just like you.
When I grow up, I hope to be kind and loving just like you. Isn't that just beautiful? You didn't only give the help they needed, you also inspired Wan Ling to reach the world just like you. Thank you, dear partners, for shaping homes and hearts across the world. There is something in every man, every woman, that inspires us to make a mark, to do something that counts while we're alive. CBN Africa is here to help you do just that. We are the voice and hands of hope to that village without clean drinking water, that community dying from a lack of basic health care, that family going hungry, that boy in depression because of a deformed lip, or that widow who can no longer send her children to school. But we can only bring hope if you partner with us. Will you join us today? Just log on to our website, www.cbnafrica.org, and fill the partnership form with your preferred level of partnership, ranging from as low as 1,000 Naira to as high as 84,000 Naira monthly. You can also make a one-time donation of any amount. If you have any more questions, please call any of the numbers on your screen and we'll be waiting to guide you through. Thank you for saying yes. Lives are counting on you.
From tough terrains to deep waters, bringing hope and laughter to homes and communities. Thank you, CBN partners, for helping Martha, who was almost going blind as a result of cooking over smoky fires. She had no hope for a better life until CBN gave her a pair of glasses and a brand new business. Now she can look forward to a bright future. The people of Bukinriga village are also grateful to CBN for digging a brand new water well right at the center of their village. Now, the days of lack are over. Thank you, CBN partners, for putting smiles on people's faces.
Children danced for joy. You were there when the doctors came and saved their little boy. You were there to speak the truth, send the gospel near and far. You were there to change their lives right from where you are.
Thank you, CBN partners, for making a difference around the world. Your gift of love has changed life and eternity for millions.
When hurting hearts reach out and cry, does anybody care? You were the one who brought the gift. Thank God that you were there.
We've come to the end of the program. Thank you for staying connected. If you aren't a part of our online community yet, get on board by following us on our social media platforms at 700 Club Partners _NG. You'll also get sneak peeks into all our other programs like Turning Point Zone, One Cube Niger, Heart to Heart, 700 Club Nigeria, and Living the Life. Now, You Were There will be back on your screens before you know it. But before then, find a great cause to believe in and give it all you can. From all of us, it's goodbye and God bless you.